Right, so yes, here's my conversation with an AI. Tell me about Thomas Young, the double slit experiment, and his connection to Milverton, Somerset, UK. So DeepSeek thinks for 12 seconds and says, the user is asking about Thomas Young, his famous double slit experiment, and his connection to Milverton, Somerset. Well, this seems like a straightforward biographical and scientific inquiry that combines local history with physics. Now, I'll leave you to read it, what it actually says, while I talk, because I am, of course, as you can probably tell, from this part of the world, and I see that he had Quaker upbringing and education from St Andrews. Reliable autobiography. Thomas Young, a brilliant polymath, born in Milverton, Somerset, made foundational contributions to physics with his double slit experiment, which demonstrated the wave nature of light. Here is a brief overview of his life and this key experiment. Birthplace, June 1773. Child prodigy. By his teens was knowledgeable in numerous languages and Newtonian physics. He was a physician, a physicist, and an Egyptologist in his life. His most famous contribution is the double slit experiment, first presented in 1801. It demonstrated that light interferes like a wave and challenged Newton's particulate theory of light. Its later significance is that it became a cornerstone of quantum mechanics, illustrating wave-particle duality. In addition, he helped decipher the Rosetta Stone and defined Young's modulus of elasticity. Now, as a young man at school, when you are hearing that Young's slits and modulus of elasticity is being discussed by your physics tutors, there are sniggers around the classroom. And why not? Because Thomas Young did some remarkable things which need to be discussed, including the way in which light and electrons, and I believe later we could also say things like protons and photons and quarks even possibly, but those things have a wave-particle duality which we do not intuit easily in terms of the things we normally pick up and play with in the real world. Now, the fact that this can be demonstrated as a phenomenon which is impossible to explain in any classical ways and which has in it the heart of quantum dynamics, the fact that the man who first pointed the way to that is born in Milverton is really quite remarkable. And of course he also contributed to decoding the Rosetta Stone. The original idea on the stone in terms of how to decode it was that he looked for names like Ptolemy, then matched the hieroglyphic cartouches with known Greek royal names, and then published a partially correct translation and an alphabet of 13 hieroglyphic sounds, which later unlocked the entire language, creating the foundation for modern Egyptology. What an extraordinary man. Now, that's the first 5 minutes of my local history on that. I think I might make a more personal one